Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a very special night. I want to thank everybody for coming out so far. The place is going to get packed. We have two amazing musicians here tonight with their bands. Very excited about it. First, ladies and gentlemen, from the Chambers Brothers, the legendary Willie Chambers is in the house tonight. Oh yeah! And we had him here in November of 2011, so we skipped a year. We missed him in 12. It's very difficult to book Willie Chambers, ladies and gentlemen, because he's a busy man and a legend, and his people and my people had to call each other. In other words, I called him up. And we finally worked it out. And he is here tonight. So let's hear it one more time for the great Willie Chambers, ladies and gentlemen. Next, this is also a very special night for me personally, because if not for this man right here, the jam as we know it would probably not be as it is. And this is why, because for the first 3 years, this jam was just a jam. We didn't have special guests or anything like that. I didn't know what I was thinking. I was narcissistic, and I would just have my own band here every time. And we had a pretty good crowd in the beginning, and then gas prices went up, and then nobody came.
And the tip jar was stationary.
The tip jar was stationary. I'll get to that in a second. And we went through I call it the dark ages here, for about a year and a half, where we get about 20, 30 people, all jammers. And people would usually come in, take one look at the bandstand, look around, and then just leave. They wouldn't even stay for a beer. That was horrible and painful for me. And then one day, my rhythm guitar player, who's going to hate me, Bill Bates, he called me up and he said, "I can't come tonight. My mother needs me to help her out in Apple Valley, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Okay, I'll do it as a trio." And we had just done a show with Carlos and Lucky Peterson down in Long Beach like the week before. And Carlos was calling me like 5 times a day, every day. And see, he's an innovator. And so he happened to call me on the phone, I think, or I called him, and so one of us got the idea, and I said, "Carlos, why don't you come on down and be my special guest? We'll have a special guest tonight for the first time ever." And he came. Not only did he come down, he called like 50 people. I guess he hadn't played a gig in a while in the Valley. And he brought like 10 or 15 people. I couldn't believe it. And at that moment I said, something to this special guest thing. And after that we had a couple others, Bernie Pearl, Rick Holmstrom, Elnora.
Just a couple.
Yeah, we had about every week we would have another guest. But it wasn't until we had Coco Montoya that the whole thing just blew up into an insane mess. He's checking his his email right now.
Oh, I'm filming the spinning hat.
Oh, there he goes.
He's texting.
ADD. Okay, anyway, so if not for this man right here, ladies and gentlemen, we would have never had the idea for a special guest. So I want to thank him very much. It is also, let's hear it for him. Come on. They're on your side now, so don't offend them.
He's got a Les Paul.
He does.
Right?
So,
I'm afraid to use it.
aside from Carlos being an incredible legend.
Wait, hang on. So he said, "I'll pay you $50." And then I said, "Well, instead of paying me, let me pass the hat." So I made over $200 on the first pass. And then I said,
200 did not come back to me, by the way.
but I said, "Let me keep that. You have to pay me." He had never done that. So then I said, "Let me pass it again." I gave it to him. That was $194. Then he passed it later. So what happened was, the crowd started coming in more.